Hello, my professional huggers. How are you doing? It's been a long time. I've missed you. Well, it's only been a week, but it feels like forever. This is Mike Coletta, your Hug Life podcast co-host. It's great to see you again. It's been too long. I want to let you guys know about some dates coming up real quick. Monica will actually be the day this comes out on Wednesday at Vomity in the Le Voyeur Lounge in Olympia. Then Thursday, she'll be at Ozzy's in Queen Anne. Friday, she's at Tacoma Comedy Club with Chris Kattan. Saturday, she's at the Hard Rock Cafe in Seattle. That's going to be a fun show. And then Sunday, she's at Emery's in Silver Lake. That's actually run by former podcast guest Corey Michaelis. Great times. Monday, she's at the It's Gonna Be Okay show in Portland, Oregon. And then Wednesday, a whole week from now, she will be at Coos Bay, Oregon, at the Mill. You guys have a whole week to plan your trip to Coos Bay, Oregon. Isn't that exciting? It's a long time to plan. It's wonderful. You'll be prepared. This Thursday, August 11th, I will be at the Comedy Palace in LA. That's where you can catch me if you want to see me do stand-up comedy. If you want to hang out, we can go to the movies or something too. I don't know. Finally, I want to let you guys know that the Hug Life shirts, the new ones, are available for purchase on the internet. If you go to monicanevi.com, also I believe we'll have a link on huglifepodcast.com. So yeah, let's check those out. My fridge just turned on. Isn't that exciting? Anyway, enjoy this episode. It's great. It's the third episode from the First National Bank of Hugs. It's about beauty pageants and glamour, something that we all are very experienced in because we're all glamorous. Enjoy. You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
You're
Hey,
great.
Derek.
Are we going to have nicknames for each other each episode?
You're
I think
great.
we should.
You're great.
I'm Underboob. That's the original. That's the OG. So you're Nev Nips, I'm Underboob.
Oh wait, let's not give away the studio production value we have here.
It's pretty low.
You're probably going to sing anyway, so you might as well just use
That's
that
a
part,
good point.
know?
You're great.
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 Your hair looks nice today.
Your hair looks nice today too.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
You You make headphones look okay.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
That's a good compliment.
Thank you very
I never
much.
get
I
that.
appreciate. You know who else is great?
Who's great?
Mandy.
Mandy, you're great.
She is great.
You're wonderful.
Oh, well played.
You're the best
Thank you.
Oh,
around.
okay. Put this down a little bit. Welcome to the Hug Life podcast. I'm Mike Coletta.
I'm Monica Nevi.
Yeah, and this is our podcast. We have a very special guest
We
today.
do.
Mandy Schendel.
Hey.
Mandy Schendel.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, you like that?
Mm-hmm.
It's a clap noise. I'm gonna write your last name down now.
Did you not know what it was?
I didn't know. I don't know how to spell it either. Is it like spindle but with an H?
I don't know, but it's
SHINDEL.
I don't know.
SCHENDEL.
SCHINDL.
DEL.
DEL.
Like added and left out, just
Oh,
whatever you
that
wanted.
that makes way more sense.
Yeah,
Now
that
it's
looks-
spelled out.
that
That's
looks
good.
good.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to double check that again before I post it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very special guest, Miss Washington 2012.
Yeah.
Right? Is that right?
Yeah,
Yes. Co-founder
Founder.
of the Difference Makers organization.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
What else? Former Disney princess.
Former
Disney princess.
Right out of
And
the
just
game.
been making me look bad since probably 2001, I would say. She's my Ann Perkins. You got to have Brian on, so I got to have Mandy on. She's my Ann Perkins.
Does Brian make me look bad?
No,
No.
but he's the Ann Perkins to your Leslie Knope.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I like
she's a
that.
beautiful tropical sunfish.
Brian, you're a beautiful tropical sunfish.
Mhm, yes.
I hope he's listening.
He gave up. All right, I'm excited. We're gonna get to the bottom of some stuff.
Get to the bottom of it.
Let's just do like social media and websites because
Yeah, because
we're
we
gonna
have no idea when we're gonna be coming out with this podcast.
right.
This is a bank podcast. The
Mhm.
First National Bank of Hugs. That's where this podcast
First
is being
National
stored.
Bank of Hugs.
Yeah.
Do you have like a Hug credit card?
Yeah, I got a hug deposit box. It's kind of crazy.
That's creepy.
Categories. She's meowing. All
Fucking
right.
dumb.
You can rate and review, subscribe to the podcast on iTunes and Stitcher. It helps a lot. We mentioned it every episode. If you haven't realized that by now, it's going to happen. Also, we're on Racketeer Radio Thursday at 7 o'clock. And finally, you go to the huglifepodcast.com and you go to our Amazon banner and you click it and then you shop as you normally would. We get a kickback. And you could buy what, Monica? What could you buy on Amazon?
You could buy glasses.
There you go. You can get those. Yeah, that's good.
You could buy, Mandy, what would you buy on Amazon?
A book.
Okay,
book.
that's good.
That's what they started with. That's the OG Amazon.
Oh, you're an author also. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
God damn
You
it.
could buy my book.
You could buy her
Yeah.
book. She's written a book
What's
as
her
well.
book called?
Do something.
Do something.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
What the fuck?
She's going to town.
Delilah.
Delilah, that's how so her claws are really long right now.
She's like,
So every time I pick her up, she claws my back. That's pretty much how it works. So I think that's how she kind of keeps them reasonable.
sharp. That's
Yeah.
how she's sharpening them so she can claw the shit out of you
She
later.
stretched out one time and like her paws opened and it was just like knives coming out of her hands. And I was like, oh my God, that's terrifying. And it's so, because you forget how scary she is for being so small.
The only thing I like about having her around is that she's definitely in control of you. Like she's in charge of you for sure.
That's what
she knows.
That's what Katie was saying. She's like, the reason she's clawing at you and stuff when you take her outside is you have never disciplined her ever. So then recently she clawed at me, so I picked her up by a scruff of her neck and put her in the bathroom like, you're in a cat timeout. And then ever since then, she hasn't done anything to me. Yeah, she hasn't done anything because she knows who's the boss now. Me and Tony Danza.
And Tony Danza, yeah.
Actually, at night, I put a giant Tony Danza cardboard cutout in the living room so she has something to think about when she goes to sleep at night.
Who's the boss?
Yeah.
Remember that.
But yeah, also, what are our Twitters? I'm at Me Coletta, at Monica Nevi.
At Mandy Schendel.
Gosh, you have your own name. That's so cool.
I know,
Everyone
right?
else
It's
is
so original.
Cool. Do you know how it happened to me today? I got a message request on Facebook saying, hey, did you go to Capitol Hill Elementary School in Fairbanks, Alaska in 3rd grade? And I was like, no. And he's like, yeah, there's another Mike Coletta that lived in Fairbanks. I'm like, what?
Also, who was messaging you then?
It's some random dude named Sean. And he's like, that was in 1987. And I'm like, oh, he's like, I thought it was you. I'm like, how old do you think I look? Because it's also confusing because I have my birthday
So
with
you
the
would
full
have been-
year on my Facebook page. So they know how old I am.
That's efficient.
Yeah, so it's really
Because
weird.
People are wondering how old you are.
Yeah, I know. I don't really care. Some people don't do it.
That's great.
I'm fully transparent with that information.
I want to be honest with everyone.
Yeah,
you know?
I do. But yeah, so it was just really weird because I'm like, that means there's another Mike Coletta. I'm like, was there another person I'm related to that I've never met in my life that lives in Fairbanks, Alaska? Because there could be.
Well, there's an Italian restaurant in Alabama or wherever we were it's called Coletta's.
Yeah, I know. We drove right past it. I was so bummed. I would eat there in a
So
heartbeat.
excited.
I was so excited.
Oh my God, we have a restaurant.
Yeah, it's called Coletta's because sometimes my name is spelled differently. Like it's one L, or I mean, it's my name is one L, two T's, and sometimes it's like two L's and two T's, or two L's and one T. Yeah, she's being really loud. I'm sorry. She's a terrible podcast producer. That cat. She's the worst. She doesn't even know how to help. She'll go away eventually. But yeah,
She'll go away eventually.
That was interesting.
Bum, bum, bum.
But yeah, so you Facebook? Do you have a Facebook like page or just a normal Facebook page?
I do have a
does.
Facebook like page.
Ooh, I don't. That's nice.
Me too.
Do you want me to like you right now? I can like you on
You
Facebook.
probably
Yeah.
should.
Yeah.
What have you been waiting for?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was actually just couldn't find the spelling of her last name right. I was typing it in like 18 times every day trying to figure it out.
We've been best friends since like high school and friends from before that, and I still say her name different every time. I say her last name different every time. Just however I
I
feel.
appreciate that you differentiated that we were
Schendel.
best friends in high school.
Well, I didn't want
Before
people.
that,
I didn't want
we
people
were
to
only
think
acquaintances.
that my middle school experience had anything to do with you.
What did your middle school experience have to do with?
I don't know. Well, terrible times. I don't know. It's middle school.
You're a public figure. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Do you
neat.
have a website too?
I do.
Does it? You? What do you use it for?
Booking
Okay.
me
Yeah,
if people want to purchase
you
me
for just
my services.
so for like hookers and stuff.
I liked your.
Not usually.
I liked your page, and then it
Oh my gosh,
recommended that I
thank you.
add my brother's ex-wife's grandmother. Way to go, Facebook! Way to go!
Algorithms are on
People.
Yeah,
point.
good job.
Amazing.
But yeah, cool. Well, I think that's all the plugs. Then you want to just get right into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to do some?
Good news.
Yeah,
Hey guys, good news.
very good.
It's my favorite thing to do.
I like it.
Thank you.
Here are some stories that I definitely read.
So Mike's gonna read some
Two good stories. Two
good
news
news
stories.
for us.
Children's Hospital using Pokemon Go to get patients out of bed. So they use Pokemon Go to make it so kids can, like, sick kids won't be sad and stay in bed all day. They can go hunt Pokemon in the hospital.
Oh, I see. I was like, why are
Isn't that
they?
nice?
Are they supposed to be out of
They
bed?
do this in
Yes.
the CS Mott Children's Hospital in Ann Arbor, Michigan. That's cool. That's
fun.
a positive Pokemon Go right there.
I think
So yeah, what are your thoughts on this game? Do you not get it?
Yeah.
You seem like a really cool
Not
person.
quite seeing
You
the
seem like a really cool.
craze.
Yeah, I've fallen for the craze.
As I was driving over here, there's like a PSA commercial about it.
Mm-hmm.
When they're like, yeah, catch 'em all, super fun, but don't do it while you're driving.
Yeah.
Like they've had to it's only been out for like what, a week, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
I don't know. But they've already had too many people like crashing, I guess.
Yeah.
Or people doing
you
it while you're driving.
While you're driving. It's really fun if you're in the passenger seat of a car, though, and someone else is driving. You just ignore them. Anyway.
Do you play games no matter what in the passenger
I
seat?
do. Oh, this doesn't have news like an actual story with it. Anyway, but 500 elephants find new home in massive African relocation. So that's nice.
You're like, I don't know
there.
how that happened. I
Mhm.
don't know what. Operation
Yeah.
Dumbo Drop, don't know.
Oh my God, I love the movie Operation Dumbo Drop. Can we talk about that for a second?
Sure.
Have you seen it?
No.
This was an old Disney movie,
Didn't know
probably
that
in
was
the
a
early
thing.
90s. I think it had Danny Glover
Is
in
that
it.
the
Yeah.
actual name? Or
Yeah,
did
it's
you
called
make that up?
Operation Dumbo Drop, and it's about
Yeah, I
these,
just made that up. No.
Marines that have to go rescue I don't know why they have to go rescue this elephant, and then they have
Yeah, I
to
don't remember
deliver
why.
it to some location, like an elephant sanctuary, and they end up doing it via parachuting the elephant from a C-130.
No way.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's this old movie. It's great.
It reminds me of like the heavyweights type of genre.
Yeah, it was
area.
definitely around the
It's
time
like-
of heavyweights.
Yeah. You've
That,
seen
like-
heavyweights,
No.
right? Oh my god.
That makes sense, though.
What have you
Haven't
been
seen it.
watching?
Like,
You're like, okay,
we
so I
gotta
don't
get
get it
it.
We gotta
because
turn off the podcast and have a movie marathon real quick. We're back.
we'll be back.
Yeah, Heavyweights is a great movie.
It's your
The
favorite
Blob.
movie.
Yeah, it is up there. Jurassic Park, Heavyweights. Yeah, so isn't that good? That's good info. That was good news. It was so
That
short.
was good news.
Yeah.
Mike likes heavyweights.
Hey guys, good news. That's how you do it.
Yeah. Hey guys, good news.
Can you give us a hey guys, good news?
Hey, guys. Good news.
Ooh,
that was read
you
like
put
a-
your
like
own
a news-
twist on it.
Like
That
a
was
news
nice.
personality.
That
I
was
like
great.
that. That was good.
Oh,
That was real
I
good.
may have to change my game up.
I
That's
know.
very good.
You just got shown up. How do you feel?
It's been happening forever. It's fine. No, she's just always
She's gonna
here.
be like, I'm
It's
gonna try
always
to
here.
stand up for the first time.
Right.
And she
Just
crushes.
destroys.
And you're like, God damn it. Oh man. Okay. What's next on there? Ooh, do you want to just jump right into the positive spin?
Yeah, cool. Because I think we're gonna have kind of two things.
Two
So
things?
yeah.
Doubles?
Two.
Do you want to explain what the two are?
Two. We're gonna do pageants
Pageants.
and volunteering.
Volunteering.
So should we start with pageants?
I'm really curious.
Start
I know
pageants.
nothing about pageants.
Oh, so fun.
I know the extent of pageants I
better.
know are with Little Miss Sunshine, and I don't
Okay,
even know if that
perfect.
really counts.
This will be
even.
good because then you can give us kind of the outside perspective of what
Yeah.
other people. There's a lot of stigmas that go along with it. I
don't
know
even
way
what the
more
stigmas
about.
are. I want to hear everything
You're
about
so
it.
outside.
I am
Perfect.
so.
You don't even
I'm
know.
so.
Well,
outside
you've
the
never
box on
seen
this.
Operation Dumbo Drop, so
Yeah.
you guys are even.
All I do is Dumbo Drop and Pokemon. I know nothing about pageant life. so
I
tell me
know
that.
much more about it than I ever intended to because of her.
You're
but
welcome.
yeah, I wouldn't ever.
Well, you
We'll never
went to
know.
one, right? You
I've
went
been
with
to
her.
a lot of pageants
Quite
at
a
this
few.
point. I watched her win Miss Washington. I went to Miss America. I saw you do USA once or twice.
When you win Miss Washington, do you get like a belt or something, like a wrestling title?
No, you get a sash.
Oh, that's
that has
cool. You
stones.
should do
and
wrestling.
a
It has stones
crown
on it?
and flowers.
Like,
She
are they
let
like-
me put it on one time.
Are they real? Like, what kind of stones are they?
like rhinestones.
Ooh, that sounds like.
Ooh.
Should've
It
brought
wouldn't
it
have
over.
mattered what you said. He would have gone, ooh.
No, I'm excited.
Diamonds.
It's, you know,
Real
it's-
diamonds.
This kind of
Sash
reminds
with
me.
Under
diamonds.
lock and key.
This reminds me of like when a Seahawks player ends up somewhere, and then on my Facebook page, I see a friend of mine wearing a Super Bowl ring. It's like
Oh,
that,
right, yeah.
but you should have brought your sash over, and then
I
I
should
could
have.
put the
What was
sash
I
Yeah,
on.
you
thinking?
should have
Yeah.
brought a
That
crown.
was rude.
Can you go home real quick?
I'm going to try it.
Be back in an hour.
I could try. I found that picture of me wearing.
Yeah.
It was on my birthday, and I was hammered.
Sounds
And
good.
we had to
But
wait
she
for
looked
like
good.
a year after she had her title because it would have been controversial had I been
Oh,
wearing
really?
it at a different
you have
time.
to wait for like
So
the
we
next.
took the picture, but we had to wait a long
Yes,
time.
that's what it
before we could
was.
Release
Yeah,
the picture.
because you did have the title at the time, and you just came from somewhere, so it was in the car, and I was like, "Can I put it on?" We're just like in the parking lot of a bar.
That sounds like the most appropriate place to put it.
Absolutely.
It was great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking for it right now. I'm doing something else.
So, okay, how do you get into pageanting?
Okay, that's
So there's a number of different ways. I think it just depends on who you are and how you hear about it. I started when I was 7
Wow.
because I got a letter in the mail that says, "You have been nominated," which for a 7-year-old was like the coolest thing in the whole world.
Like, yay.
And my parents were like, "No, we don't know anything about this. We literally have no idea what this is. This sounds sketchy." And so I came downstairs in one of my mom's suits at the time, 90s kid, so real formal suit. And I
shoulder pads?
gave shoulder pads
Yeah.
and everything. Yes.
Nice.
Gave a presentation to my parents on why I believed I should do this competition. And
That's amazing.
they let me do my very first one. It was
At that point, they were like, she's probably going to be good at this.
yeah,
Look at this
no,
shit.
they were like, she's so cute. She has no idea what she's doing. Yeah. And it was horrible. I went to a quinceañera shop and got the biggest, ugliest green dress.
Dude, that sounds awesome.
Sleeves
though.
bigger than my head. It was cute. And I did the very first pageant, 7 years old, was third runner-up overall. I think the judges were like, "Oh, she's an idiot. She has no idea what she's doing. That's so cute. Let's let her do well," because they just thought I was cute. But that was it.
But then you just started crushing it afterwards.
And then you love it because then you do well enough, and you're like, "Wait, I wanna get better. I wanna do really well." And so then
it's like a
just
sport.
keep going.
Like,
Totally.
Yeah, I get
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
I had when
Yeah.
I was a kid. Let's bring it back.
Did
to
you do
me.
a
When I was a
pageant?
kid, my brother and I were walking around Nordstrom's, and this lady was like, "They could be models, like child models," and my mom just shut that shit down so fast.
She's like, I'm not doing
but
that.
unlike you, who like did something, my brother and I were like, "Yeah, you're probably right." Just kept walking away.
Because
And then like, "Can we go get a snack
just,
now?"
yeah, I was like, I just wanted to hear one of you go, "We're probably going to get fatter." Like,
Yeah.
that's it. They're like, oh, never mind.
Let's go to the Olive Garden.
But I feel like making that decision then really changed your whole life and for your parents too, because they're so involved
It's also
in it
Extremely
now
mature decision for a 7-year-old to make, like to commit to something.
to be like, yeah, I'm doing
When
this.
I was
Well,
7, I couldn't commit to anything.
right. Well, when I chose, like, I was going to play basketball, that's it. Like, that changed the way my parents functioned on the weekends for the rest of our lives. You know what I mean? So, probably the same thing. I mean, you guys are still involved in it a little bit,
totally.
right?
I mean, it definitely shaped like normal things that families do, like vacations or time together. Like ours were always completely shaped around my competitions and being gone. And so we didn't do typical family vacations, but we would spend, 3 weeks in the Bahamas for a competition or, shopping and doing different things.
How big is your family? Was there like other siblings there that had to like go
so I have
bond?
one younger sister. She's 8 years younger. So for me growing
way
up, she's
cooler than
really,
Mandy.
really young. Yeah, she's cooler than everybody, basically. But she
that's who we
so
made that
much
video
younger.
for.
Oh,
Remember we made it in the kitchen
Did she
for
like
her?
that video?
Yeah, I know. She was just
Did
telling
Did
me
she
about it.
comment on the
Graduation
cinematography of it? She's like, "That's some good cinematography."
That was her first
She's
comment.
like,
It's
there
like,
was so-
wow.
It's amazing cinematography from that iPhone cameraman. I'm like, thank you.
That's all you did was
It's
just
funny
hold
because
it.
I still have that video on my phone. I found it.
Do you just
and
watch
it's
it
just
sometimes?
the thumbnail of your face. Like when you're just like, huh. I can see. I'll show you it right now.
Her sister just graduated from high school, and so we sent a video of me kind of congratulating her. But
Yeah.
Like,
Mike
this
had
is
to film it.
Oh, here. This is just the thumbnail of your face, though. It's like that little like.
Kind of
So
sassy.
good.
That's
It was
good.
actually one of my favorite videos. So I was just telling Monica, I lined them up based on whose was better. And so the better ones got pushed towards the end.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Monica went on right before the Seahawks
4
players.
Seahawks players.
did their-
So
Nice.
I was the
Congratulations.
best not football player.
Good job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the person that doesn't have a Super Bowl ring that got
Yeah,
to the
but
very
I
end.
have a picture with one. So
You do? With who?
John Ryan, because
Oh, yeah.
he got it literally the day before, and Sarah Colonna and I were at Tacoma Comedy Club. So I got to wear it right after he got it.
So it was new. It had that new ring smell.
Yep.
That's a thing.
Everyone laughed. No one could see that.
Yeah, no one
obviously.
could see that,
Okay, pageants.
when-
So let's see, because you've had multiple titles. So what were like the younger ones?
So when I was little, I was Miss Washington preteen, which was like 10 to 12
I remember
years
that. That was
old.
middle school, right?
Yeah, that
Okay.
was like my first big win. And then I went to the national competition and was second overall. So that was like the big, I'm in something that I could potentially be good at.
So you can crush it.
Yeah. And then younger, I competed for Miss Washington Teen USA and won that in 2008.
Yeah, that was our senior year.
Yeah. And then 2012.
You were
Miss
so busy.
Washington.
I typed in your name to go
was.
back to your like page, and the first thing
perfect.
that comes up is Mandy Schendel. 59,173 people talking about this.
Wow.
That's a lot of
She's
people that are
cool.
talking.
Yeah,
about
what
it.
are they talking about?
Yeah, what are they talking
what are
about?
they
I would like to
saying?
know.
I wonder if it just aggregates anyone.
It's just me going
It
on
has
different
to.
people's sites and being like, "Do you guys know who Mandy is? She's great. She's a beautiful tropical sunfish.
I just hired
love
her
her.
to talk about
I
me.
love
That's
her."
all.
This is what happens if I've been drinking. I will compliment the shit out of her to other people. I will.
I do that too.
It's
but
happened
sober.
sometimes.
So
Yes.
It's good.
So
it's a good trade-off.
we're even.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you don't know anything.
I know nothing.
You don't know any.
I just think a
Okay,
lot of
can
people
I-
have this idea of pageants that
Here's-
they're like they're
here's-
dumb, pretty girls.
Here's my idea. Okay.
What's your idea?
My idea when I think of a pageant, I think of a room that's, I don't know if it's like a theater or if it's like a hotel conference center room, like one of the hotel rooms.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, both.
And then I think of a room behind that room or adjacent to that room where there's all these people getting ready to look really good. Is that what it's
you
like?
have nailed it.
Yeah, that's
Is that what it's
pretty
like?
pretty
Yeah.
close.
And
Look at
then
that.
I also think of childhood like pageants being like crazy demanding moms and dads and parents. Is that true?
That could be okay. So that's
Like,
another.
I've
stigma.
never seen
Some of those
toddlers in
pageant moms
tiaras,
are
but I
pretty
know
crazy,
that's a
right?
thing. You know?
Yeah.
And so I don't know much about it, but it seems like you didn't have any pressure at all. It seems like your parents are like, she's got this on her own.
Yeah, they were. I mean, mine were the opposite because I was really the driving force behind wanting to do pageantry. But there's two very different types of pageants for young girls. There's glam pageants, which are like the big hair and makeup and poofy dresses,
Like Honey Boo Boo?
Yeah, the toddlers and tiaras
Type
types.
it, okay.
And I
Glam
think people,
pageants.
associate pageantry with
I'm gonna write
that.
that down.
You should do a glam pageant.
Yeah,
That was my
fun.
follow-up question. As a 28-year-old man, what could I enter into?
There's
I mean-
there boy pageants.
Yeah, there's Mr. World,
Ooh,
which I think is happening right now in another country.
you
Do I
could.
have to
We
have
should
abs
watch
to
it.
be a Mr. World.
I mean, I do think they have a swimsuit competition, which doesn't mean you have to have
Right,
abs.
yeah.
But you
It's just come out
present
in a
yourself the
t-shirt.
way that you want.
T-shirt and shorts.
T-shirt. You'd be like,
And
"This
like
is how I swim,
And my
man."
flower. This is how I
Just
swim. This is my
flip-flops.
relaxed wear. Just flop, 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 walking out on the stage.
That's amazing.
It would be different. You would stand out,
Yeah.
you know?
That's the hard part
Yeah.
because like all these women are so beautiful and whatever, and USA doesn't do talent, but Miss America does, and so they're all doing these different talents and standing out. You have to have something weird
So
or
you
something
did Miss
different. I feel like
America?
Yeah, so I
she
did
both. but-
Yeah, I did both systems. Growing up, I did Miss USA, and then as an adult, I did Miss America.
Is it like the AFC and the NFC kind of in conferences?
Sort
They
of.
don't end up
There's-
playing each other.
Yeah, there's
No.
differences in terms of like what they actually look for.
Is one more prestigious than the other?
Depends on who you are.
gonna
Miss
say.
America is much more academic focused. They're the largest scholarship provider for women in the world. So they kind of want to focus more on girls who want to be lawyers, doctors, real
You have to be in
jobs.
school or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you're
Or
getting
does it-
scholarships. So the goal is that you're going to either go back to school, get a
That's
higher
awesome.
education.
That's a
Miss
good
USA is much more associated with the entertainment field. So if you want to be on television, if you want to be acting, previously owned by Donald Trump. So there's
Yeah.
a different connection in terms of just entertainment and connecting with people that's associated with Miss USA. So great positives on both sides. It's just a matter of knowing
What you
what
wanna
direction
do.
you want to
Oh,
do.
that was a
Yeah.
great pageant answer.
Oh my
God,
gosh,
you're good at this
thank
because I was
you.
going to criticize about some of it. No, I was having watched both. Like USA doesn't have a talent, and you don't have to have like a platform, and that's
Right.
what I really liked about Miss America is like you need to have like a cause that you want to
Oh.
like support. It's actually so it's interesting. They all have like they're involved in something that promotes academics and also just philanthropy in general. I feel like, and so I really liked that part of it.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest difference for me was that talent and then the kind of, but I will say, because there's interviews on both sides, that Miss America asked way harder questions. And I
Yeah.
felt like just the answers and the women on that side were smarter.
I
Not that like they're dumb, but
What
yeah.
was the typical Miss America question?
What did you get asked?
I mean,
at
they
Miss
ask,
America?
they tend
Like
to
heavy
ask whatever's
political?
relevant at the time. So,
Oh.
like, in 2012, when I became Miss Washington, it was a lot of questions about gay marriage and that being legalized or legalizing marijuana. So it has to do a lot of
Oh, yeah.
with what's
I forgot
happening in
about
the
that.
world today because they want to see if you are keeping up to date on current events. You know, are you an idiot? Are you living in the real world?
Right.
So it gives them sort of a good spectrum of where your knowledge is at. And then it's not just, you know, what's your opinion, but it's, can you give your opinion and still represent an entire state or, you know, country of people who may have differing opinions than you do. So it's an interesting space to kind of figure out.
Just figure out what to do.
Dude, watching them answer questions is so interesting. Like your I think it was your Miss Washington question was about like the TSA checkpoints or whatever. Like looking.
I don't remember.
You don't remember? I remember. I remember. But it was. I don't know. You just did such a good job because it was the equivalent of being like, give it up for the troops. Like that's what happened because she was like, you know, whatever it takes to protect our country. And then it was like, boom, mic drop. She just won. That's what happened.
Like, both
it was amazing. But it's so interesting because you guys are just really good. I mean, and you in particular at being like, just diplomatic about it because you have to be. So you can say, this is kind of what I think, and I understand what people may think differently, but and then you do something to like bring it all together at the end.
Right.
I think that's probably the best way to answer things.
Yeah, I think the most interesting piece about like on-stage question or pageantry in general is how much people don't realize how strategic everything is. People watch pageants and they're like, oh, she got up and answered a question, but they don't understand that girl probably spent a year framing every single answer she could possibly give to every single question and figuring out what not only represents who she is, but gives the perception of the type of title holder she wants to be. So there's so much strategy that goes into it.
So you can't like go and be like, I'm going to improv this pageant.
You totally can. And there's girls that do and that win and it happens, but typically girls are working with coaches. They're, you know, being prepared by a whole team of people.
I don't know if you know this, Mandy, but Monica and I are pretty good at bar trivia.
Are you?
So I feel like maybe we could answer those questions.
I think you could.
Is it like is it more open-ended? It's like now it'd probably
should
be
I
like,
bring
do you
some
support
questions?
police
Right.
officers or something really intense?
Right, yeah.
like that?
I'm sure
That's
some of
probably
those
what it would
questions are
be.
going to get
Yeah,
asked.
well, even this year
Which is
at
so
the
hard
Miss
to-
USA pageant, their top 5 questions were, I mean, Miss California, who received quite a bit of notoriety after the fact for sort of flubbing her question, got a question about how do you like mitigate the lower socioeconomic and the higher socioeconomic worlds, and how do you bring those two together and create like a good space, you know? And that's, you've got 30 seconds on the clock and a world of people watching you on national television. So they had some tougher questions. Miss Hawaii got asked, who are you voting for, Hillary or Trump? And so,
geez.
I mean, there's certain things that you really have to think about. It's not just my opinion. It's what do I actually want to say?
I feel like the people writing these
tough.
questions are sometimes like, we're going to get you. Like, that's how, you know what I mean?
We're gonna
like,
create
how is she going to?
controversy.
Yeah.
'cause the
Well,
more
and it
the
draws
more
attention to
press
the whole
they
thing,
get,
I'm
the-
sure.
yeah.
But yeah, that's so interesting. Yeah, I helped her. So she coaches like people sometimes.
Yeah, I work with a lot of pageant girls now.
Yeah, so I've judged a
your
competition
website?
with you.
Your website
Yeah.
that I
We
see
judged
on
we
there?
judged like
Tweets
a
and crowns.
kids competition once. That was really fun. And then also you had me come in and like ask questions
Yeah,
to
you
some
did a
of the
mock
girls you were
interview.
mock interview, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got like this list of questions that they're like, these are possibilities, so here you go. And she was in like high school or middle school or something, so it was a lot of like high school type questions, like what do you do if your friends are doing drugs or whatever,
Yeah.
you know?
You
So
say drugs
but it's
are
just like a
bad.
ton of different options, so they really prepare, and that part is
Can I-
interesting.
Can I go back a little bit? We've gone so far, but you said there's a glam pageant was one type of the kid
Yeah.
thing. What's the other type
And
of
then
the
there's
kids
natural
thing?
pageants. So like the ones I did
Natural?
growing up, you couldn't even wear makeup until you're 13.
Natural pageants.
Yeah.
That seems way normal and better. It makes more sense.
It just puts the focus somewhere else, right? It's can
Is
you
it like
speak with adults?
Is it? Oh, it's like the speaking stuff. And
yeah,
the
a lot
question
more to
stuff?
do with, like Monica said, you have a philanthropic component, volunteer service, and then it's getting on stage and being comfortable, you know, in that type of environment. So not as much about how does she look with 5 pounds of makeup on and, you know, not her hair, but is she sweet and commanding of the stage, you know, just as she is.
Do you
as a
think I'd
kid.
be better at natural or glam pageants?
I think we
Mandy?
should probably do a glam pageant with you. I
She's
feel
already
like
bought
that would
into your
be-
team, though. She
yeah,
said we. She's on. She's on board.
This team.
We're
She's
gonna ask
perfect.
you some questions at the end of the year.
Mr. Seattle. Is that it?
Oh, could be.
Is there one? Is there?
Yeah, well, a lot of the Greek systems, like at the University of Washington.
Yeah, did
I
you
got
judge one of those?
Yeah, I
sometime?
judged
Yeah.
one with Jake Locker when he was the
Oh.
quarterback at UW, which was really fun. But they do like a Mr. Greek pageant
Greek.
there, which is entertaining.
We should do a
for
Mr. Hugbug.
We could.
Mr. Hugbug.
Should do a Hugbug pageant.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Like, or anyone can win it. It's like anyone, girls or guys.
Yeah.
Whatever you
Oh,
want
I
to
like
do.
it.
Like a
Let's
co-ed.
be inclusive.
Yeah,
Let's do
that's
it.
right.
That'd be interesting.
I had another. What's another question I had? Oh, what was your talent?
Oh, I sang.
Yeah. What did
Yeah.
you sing?
So for my local, before I even got to Miss Washington, I sang. What did I sing?
I wasn't there for that one.
I don't know. At state, I sang "When a Man Loves a Woman," and at Miss America, I sang "My Wish" by Rascal Flatts.
Nice.
A little country.
A little country. That's questionable to say that.
Yeah,
If you say
I like it.
if you don't put enough on it, it sounds really questionable.
I like it.
Yeah.
That might be the title of this podcast.
What's the weirdest talent you've seen someone do?
Oh,
Like yodeling?
Yeah. So I have seen and so talent is capped at 1 minute and 30 seconds, which is important to note. I have seen a girl in a white ball gown come out and change oil in a vehicle
What?
on stage without a spot on her white evening
Oh,
gown.
that was like the part
That's
of it
the
was that she
talent?
didn't
Yeah,
get
she
any.
didn't
She
change
didn't
the
get
oil on a
anything on her
car?
dress. Yeah.
I mean,
That's
that's like if
crazy.
I was
interesting.
ever. I mean, obviously we've already talked about this because I'd be like, oh, I'm going to Miss America, and everybody's like, oh, good luck, and I'm like, it's not fucking me. Like, nothing about this is pageants, but I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna go out and do a set. You know what I mean? Like, that's not. I can't
Just
do
do a bunch of
stand
jump
up.
shots. If I went out, I'd just be like,
Just play hot shot.
all right, bring out the chicken wings, and then like a
Just
giant
eat.
platter, and I would just try to speed eat chicken wings. That's a pretty
yeah,
talented
That's
thing.
That's good. Yeah.
We had a
That'd be-
girl at Miss America my year who rollerbladed,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Which
what?
was- entertaining.
There was an odd number of tap dancers your year
so
at Miss
many tap
America. A
dancers.
lot of
Yeah.
Is
tap
that a popular
dancers.
talent?
5. That year.
Just
it
that year,
was.
yeah, I don't know why.
think typically like lyrical dance is pretty popular. Lyrical dance and singers
What's
are like the
lyrical
most popular.
dance? What's that? Like dancing and singing at the same time?
No,
What's that?
like just a type of dance.
Oh, like a musical kind of thing?
No, like I don't know how you explain that.
Oh yeah.
Slower,
modern
more,
dance type of-
yeah, like with a story behind it that's sort of
Oh.
ambiguous.
Is
dance
it
Though.
kind
kinda?
of like floor exercises and gymnastics where it's like we're telling a story?
We're telling
Yeah.
a story with our bodies.
I was a gymnastics manager in high school.
Oh wow!
Yeah, because I was really
You
talented.
got a letter in it.
I got lettered. I
Oh my
lettered
gosh,
in it.
that's
Yeah.
exciting.
I didn't get the jacket. I should have though.
Mm.
And I should have
With
left the
just your-
and I should have left the football letter off and just left
Just
the,
put your
had the gymnastics letter on.
gymnastics.
Just
Be like
manager.
wearing it all the time. I'd hang out now, like outside of a gas station in Burien, wearing my Letterman's jacket.
We should,
So,
yeah,
like,
we
what
could
do you
just
guys
both wear our
do?
Letterman's jacket. What do you do with them now? I don't know.
Yeah, do you have one?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a Letterman's jacket?
I did not.
You
no.
didn't. So
Athletics
pageants-
and I.
She cheered, but
quite
that
work.
was yeah.
You cheered.
She cheered for
I
me.
did. I
You
did.
cheered for Monica.
I sure did.
Specifically for her.
Specifically,
Like,
I would
no.
come up to her before games
Yeah.
and be like, "You are only cheering for me. You never cheer for anyone else." Right now, no.
So volunteering.
Do you want to talk about that? Did
Yeah, we're already at 30 minutes, so
Oof.
we need to talk
I
about
know
it.
pageants. I could just talk
I
about
could
them
talk about
forever.
pageants all day. Yeah, Delilah could too.
Volunteering. What's good about volunteering? How do you get people to volunteer? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like people are like, I'll do it if I have to. It's quarter
Yeah,
or
volunteer for
or
is something I
like
really
that.
believe
or
in.
for school.
Like when
or
I was
something.
in freshman in college, we planted a bunch of trees. I like doing that kind of volunteer work.
Yeah, but then like you had to do it for school. You know?
Well, no, that wasn't for school actually, and I didn't have to do it. They were like, it was like we're looking for people to do something for this. What do you mean?
Nothing.
Why are you laughing at
You
me?
can, you're a good person. You don't have to like.
Well, no, I
prove
just,
it.
Well, it just wasn't mandatory.
No, I didn't have to. Yeah. Okay. But like now, like adults, like how do you get people to be like, you know, if you have extra time, you can help other people.
I don't know. Some people, you can like, guilt is a strong tool. I was gonna say,
Okay.
like people that are feeling like I don't do this stuff at all. I feel like that's usually why people probably like I haven't done anything like volunteer wise.
I feel like the number one reason people should do it or like to do it is to talk about it on dates.
Really.
Yeah.
Is that what you do
know,
on
good.
dates?
Well, I do
On a typical
kind of
date
read
with
into it
Monica?
a little bit more if a guy's like, oh, and then, you know, I volunteer here or whatever. And I'm like,
Volunteer at
what?
a
Yeah.
pet cuddle
That's
shelter.
better.
That's good actually.
Pet cuddle shelter?
Yeah.
No.
I feel like working with this cat's kind of like volunteer work.
Well, you're not doing a very good job.
I know. I'm trying though.
She's in charge of you.
She's a Oh, there it is.
Yeah, like it makes you look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To other people, you can show off.
I feel like you can.
I'm all about showing off.
You could probably meet people, like romantic people you want to date.
Actually, that's how my cousin met his girlfriend.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at that. Boom. Reason number
They were
2.
both volunteering.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a better way to meet someone than like a bar.
You think so?
Unless the volunteering
At a bar
has to do with drinking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that would be,
My time
but
at this bar to get drunk in.
I'm volunteering. It's fine.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of things I'm trying to think of things I've volunteered at, and the tree planting was one.
Mm-hmm.
And I would do I don't know if it's not really volunteer work, but when you go do walks and stuff for things. I used to do that as a kid.
Yeah, I think still work.
I never did
but
the soup kitchen
fundraising
thing.
or whatever.
Yeah.
That's still
Yeah.
kind of part of it.
What do you
Charity
do,
work
Mandy?
in general.
Yeah. So I run a nonprofit organization.
What's the name of it again?
The Difference Maker organization.
It's gonna be our charity.
Difference Maker Organization.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm gonna type from the side.
Do
Keep going.
it. So we work with kids and teens, and it's all about empowering them to be leaders through volunteer service. So it's a fun way if parents want to give their kids something else to do, if kids want to build up their
Another good part. Get them out of the house.
Yeah,
You just thought of
something-
a good positive spin.
something active, or if you're just passionate about something. I think that's kind of like you said. I think if it's just something that you are interested in, that's the best way for kids to get involved. So we take what kids already enjoy doing, whether it's sports or music, and try and tie it into something that they can do that betters the community. So we'll let them create a concert in the park or a football game that the proceeds go to Red Cross or something that's happening
cool,
that's important to them. So it's fun because we feel like it instills great qualities in them to be able to lead and have that self-confidence that's important as we help raise up the next generation. So it's a fun
as a
thing to
teenager
be a
with low
part of.
self-esteem, that would have been really helpful.
Are you guys sold? That was quite a pitch.
I
That was
sold
pretty
it.
good.
I sold very
It's
quickly,
like you've talked about this before. That was
I
great.
guess as far as charity shows go, we volunteer them
That's
a lot.
true. We
suppose.
do a lot of benefit shows.
I think people feel like they need to put in work in order to say that they're giving back, and that's not the case. I mean, even if you're donating $1 or $2, all of that matters and it impacts people. And so I think it's super easy for people to actually get involved. They just feel like if they're not physically doing the work, it doesn't count. And that's not true. Sometimes it's just loving on people and encouraging them, and it makes the world of difference.
That's right, Delilah. I think so too.
You're amazing.
I was really hard because she jumped on the kitchen counter and she's not supposed
Did
to be
you
up
just
there.
say you were
And
really hard?
I was also
You just said you were really hard.
It was really hard.
You said I was really hard. That's what you just said.
Well, I can't handle
Fucking love it when she gets on the counter. Really, just
No, she's not supposed to be up there. And I almost yelled at her in the middle of your dramatic
You
speech
could've.
about. I didn't want to. I didn't want to be like, Delilah, get down. I didn't want to do that. Didn't want to do that.
thank you for bringing it up at the end of it, though.
Yeah.
That's true, though. You can definitely still feel involved and feel like you're doing something without having to
That's why
go
every
and
time
plant
I go
trees
to
or
McDonald's
whatever.
and I pay cash and I get change and I put it in the little charity
There
thing. I
you
feel
go.
real good.
Yeah, man. I'm not pointing at anything.
Oh,
I was
okay.
pointing at you.
Oh, okay.
Good job, buddy. That's what happened.
Yay!
Yeah.
That's a cool charity idea, though. So you just help people get their own thing going.
Yeah. I started it when I was really young because there wasn't a space for me as an 11-year-old that I could volunteer without my parents, and I felt like it was something I could do.
You started charity at 11 years old?
Yeah.
Telling you.
I know. She
The
does
rest of
make you
us are
look
just-
terrible.
I know, right?
No, we compliment each other nicely.
By her being great and I'm shitty. Like it's a yin and yang thing going. It's great. Anyways. Yes, she started it then, and it's really changed in the past couple of years. I feel like you've been able to focus on it more, so it's
Yeah. It's grown so much just in me being able to travel and speak kind of across the country. We have volunteers in all 50 states and 51 with DC, and just expanded into a couple other countries where we've got volunteers now.
Wow.
So it's cool that other people are a part of it other than just me.
You're building a
family.
volunteer,
Like, I wanna-
volunteer empire.
That's a cool thing. Yeah, trying
You trying?
to.
That'd be cool.
yeah, difference makers.
Difference maker.
Maybe we'll just, how can people get involved? So that was
Yeah,
the
how
charity
do
I
you get
picked, so
involved?
maybe we'll just
Yeah,
wrap it
sure.
up
do it
right
now.
now.
You can go
Yeah.
to www.thedifferencemaker.org. You can follow us on Instagram at The Difference Maker.
You have an Instagram?
Yeah.
I love the Instagrams.
Sure do. Plug in. You can hashtag Difference Makers. If you're doing cool things, we'll repost and
And that's fun.
share that
Yeah.
you're doing cool stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I like that. I like that
Alright.
a lot. I'm into it.
Thanks.
I like that we did the charity in the middle this time.
Yeah, then
That's
we won't
nice.
have to worry about it at the
Yeah.
end.
Delilah likes charities
Do you
too.
want a top 5?
Yeah, I do want a top 5. This is the game we play, and you and I are on a
Okay.
team, and it's going to be so much fun.
Love it.
Monica's
I'm
going to explain.
so good at games.
Like your team morale is already so high. This is awesome. Okay, so what happens is hang on. Motherfucker.
I love when she does this because it's just like a crazy, like the stereotypical crazy
We're just watching
cat
the cat right now.
doing nut stuff.
Doing nut stuff.
It's like she's attacking it.
Like to have the kind of energy that cats have just ever would be cool.
Yeah,
It's just-
absolutely.
So that blanket right there, I
can
don't
nap
know.
all the time.
I don't know. My girlfriend might have put catnip in that before she left, and it sometimes like it hits her on and off, and then this is the activity she does when she is high. So it's like she might be a little high right now. I'm not sure, but yeah. So top 5, turn it around.
Okay, so what's going to happen? I've picked the top 5 worst of something.
Okay.
I'm going to give them to you one at a time. You guys have to tell us why it's not that bad. And I picked the worst beauty pageant gaffes. Like when
Love
they
it.
mess
When
up.
they mess up.
I love it.
Okay, I like
So,
it.
and you, I mean, you've probably watched these happen.
Are we gonna say why they're not gaffes, or
Or
why
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 did
it's
that
okay
help?
that it
What
happened?
happened afterwards? Why did that help that girl? Why is her messing that up? Why did that help everybody? Maybe.
Okay.
You know?
Love it.
Yeah,
I like
yeah. Okay. Miss Philippines 2001 contestant Jeannie Anderson said that she would rather be beautiful than smart because beautiful is natural, but being smart, you can learn a lot of things. You can learn a lot of things to be smart. That was her answer.
So she was saying, oh, like beauty is not a skill and being smart is a skill is what she was trying to say.
I don't know exactly,
In
but
a way, I guess she was trying to say that genetics are what means beauty, whereas being smart, if you work really hard, you can become smarter is what she's saying. And so in a way, she's kind of right. It's not appropriate, but she's kind of right. I mean, that would encourage people to like work harder to be smarter, I guess, her answer in a way. Like if someone out there is like, I just feel like I'm so beautiful, but I'm so dumb. This lady just inspired me to
There you
get
go.
book smart.
Sure.
Yeah, does that work?
I think that, yeah.
This is going to be a hard one. I can already tell.
I totally agree with you, though. I think maybe she said that incorrectly.
She definitely said it
Maybe
incorrectly.
that's
her
not what she
intention was
meant.
just that, I think you need to focus on what you can control versus what you can't control. And like your natural looks are not something you have. I mean, unless you got a lot of money and you want to work on it, you can affect your ability to gain knowledge and learn new things. So we're going to pretend she just meant, let's focus on what we can control.
Yeah, I like that.
What a pageant answer. You guys are so amazed. Okay. This thing is being weird, but we'll go 2007 Miss Teen USA. We've all seen this video. Caitlin Upton.
Have we?
Yeah. You know,
I was
they
there.
asked you about it on some show you did.
Yeah. Radio show.
The whole, I don't know.
What did she do?
Was the question, it was like,
I'm going to tell you.
why can't, yeah. Tell us,
So
explain
the
it to us.
question was that the statistic at the time was that 1/4 of U.S. citizens cannot find the United States on a world map.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that is? And she basically said something incoherent along the lines of, well, I personally believe that some people just don't have maps. And so people like such as the
She says such
Chinese
as like 10 times.
and such as the Asian countries should just help the U.S. find maps. Something like that. It was articulate. It was very,
So
very well
what
said.
she's saying is she's an advocate for cartography.
It's like we don't have enough maps.
So you know what? She brings
they
up a
can't
good
find
point.
it on a map because they
Every
don't have
one
maps.
of us always looks at our phones and looks at Google Maps. We need to buy more
So
maps.
true.
Yeah. What? I don't have a Rand McNally nap in my nap.
Nap.
Rand McNally nap with the people that made the map company. I don't have the maps. Like I remember my mom and dad would have maps in their car, and I don't have.
Yeah.
If I get lost, I'm screwed. If my phone's
Totally.
dead. Mm-hmm. You know what? We need more maps. Good job, South Carolina lady,
Upton.
Caitlin Upton.
Yeah.
So I actually know her and got to talk to her about it afterwards. So I feel
Yeah.
that I have sort of an
Has
unfair
that like just
advantage
like
on this.
devastated her life, or does she like?
No, I mean these like catastrophes happen, and if you're strategic about it, it's the best opportunity for you to use that exposure and like
Right. I
excel
mean,
your
like so many
career.
people have seen that video.
Yeah, and she did so many.
Wasn't
like,
she on
national
Tosh?
shows?
Yeah.
She's
Tosh
been all
brought
over.
her on.
She signed.
Oh yeah.
She did for like a web redemption or whatever.
She signed a modeling contract before the girl who actually won Miss Teen USA that year did. So I mean, it propelled her career, and
In a way,
so-
these gaffes are good things.
Yeah, while it stinks, I mean, if you're strategic and you know how to use it to your advantage, man, good for
Good
you.
And
for
how many
you,
girls
Caitlin
didn't like?
Upton.
Didn't Miss USA go through a couple years where like they all fell down? At like
Yeah, Miss
at Miss
Universe.
Universe,
Yeah.
like the USA contestant fell down like every year, and I think it's just like a mental thing because they're like the
Totally.
last girl
Psych
fell,
yourself
I
out.
can't fall, and then they fall. And we watched one girl fall, and the way she got up, like she dealt with it really well,
Right.
and I felt like that was probably good for her. Like
So if you fall, are you just out?
Yeah.
I was gonna say no
Glad
because
you
it's not
went.
like Survivor, like you didn't
Yeah.
fall off a pole,
Like,
but
if you're walking
it's
in-
gonna affect your.
Because you're usually wearing
Yeah.
heels, right?
Mhm.
That's
Always.
already a
Always,
dicey
always
shoe.
wearing
heels.
You know, I've worn heels a couple
a
times.
dicey shoe. It's a dicey
Mhm.
shoe.
True.
I did a heel
Amazing.
obstacle course in college.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Were you good at it?
I was pretty good at it.
Wow.
Yeah, I was a little drunk
That's-
at the time, but I was pretty good at it.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
I couldn't do it.
I know. I'm just
I know.
saying.
I know you can't.
I know you can't.
Takes
Mandy knows
practice.
too. It's
Takes
not-
practice.
Oh my goodness.
How
That was
tall
funny.
are the heels you wear when you go like a pageant? Are they like 4-inch heels, 3-inch heels,
Oh,
2-inch
like
heels?
5 to 7, depending on
Whoa.
if there's a platform. There's
What
an
did you
advantage
wear?
in being taller, so
Really?
Yeah, you
Makes
stack
your
on the
legs
height.
look longer.
Exactly.
That's
When
crazy.
she won swimsuit at Miss America,
Nice.
how tall were your heels there?
Probably 5.5 inches.
Okay. Because that's when I remember we were watching it together when that contestant fell
Yeah.
at Miss Universe, and it was in a bathing suit. Like that's always like that's always like sketchy. You're like, I'm gonna fall. I don't know what's gonna fall out.
Yeah.
Like this is not.
Did my butt glue hold
Right.
everything in? I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
really,
did
or
it?
not?
Yeah, I don't know. That's great. Okay, next one. Sorry. This is written really weird. Miss USA's 2013 Miss Philippines? I don't get it. Anyways, this girl answered a question. I think it was like, what do you think the best sense is to have? And she said, seeing is the best sense that we can ever see because seeing is believing and believing into what you see is perfect.
Honestly, I mean that's kind
And
of
then this thing is like, wait, what?
I feel kind of bad for blind people there in that answer. But,
Discrimination.
Yeah.
It was nice of you.
I guess she's trying to have a positive message. Like
Yeah.
you could see like the gears in her head like turning to be like, I want to get to seeing is believing.
Right.
Right.
And she
Totally.
just didn't know how to get there. So that's still a good positive message of saying like, oh wait, I don't know, stuff you can believe in is here. Don't live in a fantasy world. Let's get some real life going, I guess. I don't know.
I think it's hard because countries like that, like the Philippines or Puerto Rico specifically, they have a whole team of people. Like they go into pageant boot camp to win their countries, like Miss Philippines or Puerto Rico, and they go through like massive work and sometimes reconstruction, and they like build these girls up to do this. And I think what happens when you work with too many coaches is you get these ideas of what you absolutely have to say, and as soon as you hear that word that triggers like what you're supposed to
Okay,
say,
you're-
you just immediately jump to that response, and
You're
it doesn't
like, seeing is
necessarily
believing.
fit, but you get nervous and then you lose yourself and only remember what you were told to say. So sometimes it
Like I
creates
gotta fit
some-
it in there somewhere.
Yeah,
That's
some
great.
difficulty.
Yeah, and those countries like dominate, like Venezuela and stuff, like all the
yeah.
time. And Puerto Rico, not that it's a
They
different
put them
country,
in like
but
a house when they compete. You move into this house, and you have, I mean, like your food is restricted, and your workout is like observed, and
That's something
it's
I
like
wanted
a
to talk
boot
about.
camp.
Like, what is that like when you like train for it? Is it like
I'll tell you what it's like
Hell.
because I used to make fun of her for this. When she won Teen Washington,
Yeah.
she was ASB president also, and I was on the executive board. We were seniors in high school at the time, so she had to like lead our meetings, and then an alarm would go off at a certain time so that she could eat 6 almonds.
6
I can't believe
almonds?
you remember that.
I love making. I still make fun of you for
Yeah.
that all the time. So it was
Only
like she
6
had a
almonds?
trainer, and then a very it's regimented what she's eating.
Yeah.
And when she competes, it's like I don't know where she is. Like she's tiny, but they all are. So you have to be.
That can't be healthy to fluctuate weight that much, though, right?
Well, she was. I mean, she
typically
was
you're
always
not
skinny.
Typically, you're
So
supposed
it's
to
not
say
like
small.
it's not like an on season and an off season kind of
Well,
thing.
it
I thought
definitely
that
is. I mean, it is.
is there
while-
like an on off season?
Yeah, while you want it to be like a natural, healthy lifestyle, there's definitely a component of, okay, in 2 months, I'm going to be in a bikini on national television,
Yeah.
you know, versus like going to the pool and hanging out with your friends. You
Right.
don't care as much. So there's a level of, you know, competition that you kind of step into as you get closer to competing that just naturally happens. But it's never about being unhealthy necessarily. It's about remembering what you're supposed to be eating and really staying in a routine so that you don't fall into bad habits.
Right, and there's people helping you do this. Like you had a lot of people helping you. Yeah, I know. what you're
Totally.
talking. Where are we? I forgot. Oh, okay. Yeah, the eating. I figured he would. He's always concerned about eating. Mike walked away from the microphone so I can talk shit about him. That's how that works. Yeah, and you had a personal trainer, and you guys would do weird stuff. I always thought, because I was like, I know how to work out, but it's just a different. You're gonna want to look different than I would as an athlete or whatever.
It's
so
a different body type and different things that are sort of expected when you're creating more of a model body versus like an athletic.
Yeah.
You're not necessarily trying to build up muscle in any way.
Yeah.
So.
And your abs are amazing.
Oh, they were, yeah. Once upon a time.
They were. I forget. You sent me that picture because we got there to Miss America the night of the preliminaries that you won swimsuit.
Yeah.
And then I don't know why they allowed me to ever be there because it was just ridiculous. Like when she was at Miss Washington, she came out. I think it was swimsuit. No, it might have been your dress. I don't know. But I texted her. They're not supposed to have their phones back there. And I said, your boobs look great. And then she responds and she goes, thanks. Like that was it. Like, this is awesome.
Best compliment I've ever got.
You have a picture of you with Cam Chancellor.
Yeah.
I love Cam Chancellor.
Yeah. Good guy.
Is he nice? Do you think we could be
Super
friends,
nice
Cam
guy.
and I?
Yeah. If you saw him at like your grocery store or whatever, super, super nice guy.
I'd just be like, hey man, are you hunting
genuinely.
Pokemon too? And he'd be like, yeah.
I mean, he's kind of busy. You might have to book him.
He's kind of busy.
But off season, you could maybe make it happen.
Mandy's also worked for the NFL. So she.
What did you do for the NFL?
So I worked for the NFL Players Association. So NFL is kind of like the arch rival to that.
Yeah,
but
it's the Players Union, right?
yeah, so I worked events. So like the Super Bowl 50 that we just had, got to work the NFL PA party and the Pro Bowl and Collegiate Bowl and plan and construct all of those. A little bit
That's
of glorified
fun.
babysitting with the players, but you make sure
like
they're
that.
there. And yeah.
So you think I should only buy licensed NFL Players Association gear?
I could care less.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, yes.
Because I
can do whatever you want.
I have, okay. I'm not the guy. I'm not one of those comics that ordered 12 jerseys from China, which definitely happened.
That's ridiculous.
Where he was just trying to like, I have all these jerseys. I'll sell to you for $10. Like he's trying to
Yeah.
offload these jerseys. That he
Oh
bought.
no.
Oh, jeez. Okay, we got 2 more of these. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, Miss California 2012. She got a question about euthanasia.
Oh.
You remember this?
No, but
And
just feel
she,
bad already.
you're like, oh no, euthanasia, right?
Yeah.
She thought they were talking about like the children
youth
in
in
Asia.
Asia.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still okay. At least she's caring about the children in Asia.
Getting
has
so
a
good at this.
heart.
She has a heart. Like she just because she got something wrong. Like that's still something that you should care about, though. Just because she got the vocab wrong, she's gonna get all judged for it. That's rude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, I think, when you have that much pressure, that many eyes on you, and you get so
In such a
inside
short
your
time to
head,
answer it,
I don't
too.
think you can fault her for hearing, what she heard. It's the way that she heard it. She answered it well,
Yeah.
even though it was kind of wrong.
It's still wow.
Really?
Still
wrong.
articulate to what she thought they were asking.
She's just saying we got to keep the children alive. Don't euthanize
Yeah.
the children of
Right.
Asia.
Right.
That's good. That's great. Okay. And finally, Miss Venezuela 2008, they asked her if she would rather be fire or water. And she took it extremely literally and was like, well, I'm a human being and I can't be either of those. She was like, I don't know what it's like to be a fire.
You
or
know
a
what?
water.
Good job, Miss Venezuela, living in the real world. Okay.
I think it's funny. Like I would say something like that because I was being sarcastic, but
Totally.
I love that she was just like, your questions are dumb.
Got to give her props.
Right. She's like, I'm
Doing her
gonna
own thing.
just do whatever I want. It's
Yeah.
great.
I
Is
like it.
Would you rather be a fire or a water?
I think it'd be water.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's cooler. Fish poop in me. It's fine.
Oh, that's a pleasant way to think about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
What would you rather be, fire or water?
I think I would naturally say water, but because he just said water, I would go with fire because I feel like
'cause I'm
it's
a natural
it's
competitor
more
and I-
like defensive. Like you kind of are always on, like, don't touch me, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Okay. Keep
Kind
your
of how
hands
I
to
am in real
yourself.
life.
Everybody,
It's
if you
fine.
meet Mandy, do not fucking touch her. She will. No.
Accurate.
Yeah.
All right.
We
gotta-
ready? Let's
we gotta
quiz.
take the quiz. Yeah.
What
We
time
said
is it?
53 minutes.
Okay,
so
yeah,
we're
we
fine.
got this will be perfect because we already did the charity. So we're gonna take a
Yeah.
dumb internet quiz.
Love
You're
it.
going
There's only
to
3
tell Mike your
questions.
answers, and we're gonna figure out what. Oh shit! I need to get mine out.
Perfect.
And the quiz is which badass Pokemon are you based on your Disney preferences?
Oh my gosh, perfect.
Yeah. So
Disney princess.
the first question is who's your favorite Disney princess? Jasmine, Cinderella, Aurora, Ariel, Snow White, or Belle? And I picked Jasmine.
What are you gonna pick?
I would pick Belle because
She
we're
was
very
Belle.
Close.
She was Belle at
You
Disney
and Belle.
World.
You were Belle from Belle's Beauty and the Beast, right?
Yes.
That's awesome.
I have Belle's autograph.
Yeah.
And what did you pick, Monica?
Belle. I have to pick Belle.
You pick Belle?
Yeah.
Who is the scariest Disney villain?
Ooh,
Maleficent,
Ooh.
Ursula, Jafar, Shan Yu, Scar, or Hades? I picked Scar because Scar is scary.
Do you think he's the scariest?
He's pretty scary, and he also sings the best songs.
That's, I mean,
Like with the song that the bright in the mirror, da, 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 that song.
That's good.
I don't
thank
even
you.
know what that
I
song
don't
is,
either,
but
actually, but I liked how you did it.
that was good.
Yeah,
But no,
Ursula's really scary though too.
Ursula is really scary. I'm
Yes.
trying to think of who like scared me the most.
I think I would have picked Shan Yu.
Shan
right,
Yu,
from
he
Mulan.
was
Yeah,
scary.
that
He's,
was
like,
really
genuinely horrifying.
and
when you
he's
saw
like
him in real
a
life.
He's a
person.
terrible person.
Yeah, like he's not
He's
some
mean.
animal, so it's a little bit harder. You're scared of
What
it.
are you picking?
I'm gonna pick Ursula. She did scare me a lot. I
She's a
feel like she
Disney
reminded me
hunk.
of someone in my life. So.
Disney hunk. Hercules, Gaston, Aladdin, Tarzan, Prince Eric, or John Smith. I picked Hercules because I love the movie Hercules. I feel like it's underrated. I think it's
I
ridiculous.
liked Hercules. I would say Prince Eric. He was like the
He's-
first
yeah.
love of my life.
So you got
Prince
that
Eric?
dark hair with the blue eyes, and
that-
you're like, what?
Is that from Little Mermaid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going Aladdin because I like the come from the bottom type of thing.
Start from the bottom. Now we're here.
Yeah.
Who do you relate to the most? Megara. That's from
Megara?
Megara.
But that was good too.
That's from Hercules, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cruella de Vil, Pumbaa. I chose Pumbaa. Peter Pan, Mulan, or Lumiere. Lumiere? Yeah. That's
Lumiere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you relate to? That's the
I
question.
picked Pumbaa. Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you relate to the most?
Because sometimes I eat a lot of bugs.
I would probably say Mulan. I guess surrounded by dudes all the
relate
time.
to Cruella de Vil. What kind of scary
Right.
person would do that?
And if you did,
terrifying.
why would you admit that?
Yeah, I love killing dogs.
I do like Glenn Close. I think she's
Michael
a great
Vick took this quiz.
actor.
That's probably what it is.
That's hilarious. I'm gonna write that down.
What do you think?
I
That's awful.
don't know. I feel like maybe Lumiere.
Lumiere, that's a good one.
Sing all the time.
Yeah.
Just sing all the time.
I'm gonna close my laptop.
The
so you don't
light
see
of
what you got.
everyone's
Okay.
life.
Ooh.
Ooh, you got a great one. You got such a good Pokemon.
Oh my gosh,
I'm so
good.
jealous.
Do you
want
want to go first?
I'll go first. I got Charizard, OG, classic, original starter Pokemon, fully evolved. He's pretty awesome. It says...
Did you just read that, or
Mandy's
you just knew that?
face.
I just knew that.
He
He's
just-
the
yeah, he's
badass
just
fire flying
rattling
type
off.
is basically the king of the jungle, which is not true because he's a dragon type Pokemon. This
course.
quiz is invalid. Anyway, Monica, what did you get?
You should have seen her face when you said that. She was like, whoa. Because
Yeah.
you just rattled off all
Yeah.
these
Facts.
facts. I
Yeah,
got
a lot.
Poliwrath.
Poliwrath?
Yeah, it says the Pokemon is badass even in water.
Yeah, he's
Just
like
like
looks like a
me.
giant
Ooh.
Poliwrath.
Just like me.
You got a legendary bird Pokemon named Zapdos. This
Ooh.
electric flying type is
Yes.
so badass, it'll shock you. It's one of the hardest ones to catch in the original game. You're so special and wonderful.
Well, good thing that's accurate.
Yeah, I know, right? And you'll shock people. That's what that means.
Perfect.
That was
great.
great. Oh
Mhm.
my gosh. All right.
And so we should say the charity one more time just at the end.
Yes. Difference Makers Organization. What is the website again?
www.thedifferencemaker.org.
Thedifferencemaker.org.
All right.
There you go.
We gotta go because I gotta go get my hair up for my glam contest.
Yes.
Get your lashes on,
I-
your butt glue.
I put a bump
You
it
gotta
on
put
one
your
time.
butt glue on.
A bump it, and then that puts your hair up.
Good.
Why have you done? I haven't done that.
Well, she had a bump it, and I just wanted to try it out. It was one of my brother's ex-wife's sisters. They were into that. Kind of bump it.
Bump it thing.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's got weird.
All right. I think you should try the butt glue though. That would be.
What's butt glue?
You gotta
Like to
keep your.
swimsuit
Yeah.
in place.
Oh.
You don't want it riding.
I was like, why do you need to glue your butt cheeks together? That's what I thought. All right. Thank you guys so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.